Lowndes County traffic, Mooney, taxiing from the T hangars to runway 18, Lowndes County traffic. Before takeoff checklist, parking brake set, controls, full, free, and correct, radio master switch is on, instruments are checked and set, radios are checked and set, strobe and nav lights are on, annunciators are checked, trim is set for takeoff, time for the run up. (1,900, 2,000 RPMs, mag check, left. Left mag is good. Right mag. Right mag is good. Back to both. Prop control. Prop control checks. Run up complete. Cabin doors secure, seat belts are secure, flaps are set for takeoff, windows closed. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney, back taxiing runway 18, Lowndes County traffic. Park brakes off. Before takeoff checklist, boost pump on. All right, throttle 2700, rotate at 71 miles per hour. Engine instruments check good. Climbing, good engine, gear clear. Current flaps, check up, lights out at 80 knots. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney, upwind runway 18, Lowndes County. A little turbulent today. Climb checklist. Throttle's open, boost pumps off, mixture lean for smooth operations. Climb at 101 knots, or 101 miles an hour. Got a little bit of a ceiling here today. We'll stay 500 feet below it. Weather reporting was calling 1800 to 2000 AGL. So we can stay 1000 AGL and 500 below, we'll be good to go. And we'll go over to North Pickens today. A little chop. Got Lake Lowndes State Park off the right wing. Got the ground speed about 148 knots. It's a little bumpy. Yeah, clouds are thin out over here. We might be able to find a hole, climb up through VMC. We'll do a touch and go over at Pickens first. Showing an indicated airspeed of 182 miles an hour. So these Moonies, this is a 1978 model, and back then most of the GA aircraft did all their airspeeds in miles per hour as a sales tactic, try to compare it to normal driving for people. Fortunately, since aviation is in knots, that can make conversions a little annoying. The conversion on the airspeed indicator is showing about 155 knots. So it looks like we're about a 4-knot headwind. Obviously, I'm not converting over to true airspeed first, but it's a rough wag at these low altitudes. All right, let's get ready for Pickens. North Pickens traffic, Mooney is 10 miles to the west. Plans to overfly the field and enter a left downwind for runway 18, North Pickens traffic. Whew, nice bumps today, but haven't flown the plane in about 2 weeks, so definitely need to get it up in the air. Airplanes don't like to sit around. Cylinder bores and stuff can get rusty even with using appropriate oil and cam guard and stuff. They like to be in the air. Alright, so as we're approaching the field here, I'm going to start slowing down to pattern speed. Going to crack my manifold pressure back to about 20 inches of mercury. And we'll just slowly start trimming nose up to maintain our altitude as our airspeed drops off. So on this J model, the published maximum speed to extend the landing gear is 150 miles an hour, but I like to reduce the amount of stress I'm putting on the aircraft. I try to keep my speed down to around 120 before I extend the gear. But again, we'll plan on doing that midfield downwind. So we're cruising along about 140 miles an hour now. Check our descent checklist. Mixture, rich or lean for smooth operation. We're full rich still for the low altitude and that high power setting we were cruising at. Power is desired, we've already took care of that. Cowl flaps closed. Close those. North Pickens traffic, Mooney 5 miles to the west, inbound for runway 18, North Pickens traffic. Alright, North Pickens is just directly off the nose here. Can't quite see it. It's a pretty narrow runway down in the between the trees, so it's kind of a fun place to land at. As long as the winds are aligned with the runway, it's like you're trying to shoot down the Death Star. Now we're going to be crossing the field perpendicular to the runway. So my technique, I'm going to fly perpendicular outbound for about 15 seconds. That'll put me about a mile displacement from the runway. Then I can make my right-hand turn to enter the runway at 45 degrees to downwind. So here we are, slowed down to a appropriate pattern speed for the Mooney. Showing 125 miles an hour, about 110 knots. Got to keep an eye out for the little 150s though and such. They're going a lot slower. So if you need to, just slow down, drop some flaps. North Pickens traffic, Mooney passing over the field 1,500, enter a left downwind runway 18, North Pickens traffic. Alright, let's take a look at the windsock. Where are we at here? Alright, yeah, it looks like winds are still out of the south over here. Alright, again, so we're flying outbound, mile or two displacement from the field before we start that turn to join downwind. You can cheat and use the distance on your GPS map or ForeFlight if you have it, but again, this is for situation awareness. It's better to just look outside. Alright, so as we enter this turn to line up for a 45 to downwind, we can crack our power back to about 15 inches of mercury and start our descent down to pattern altitude. Now since we had to stay low because of the clouds today, pattern altitude here is about 1,200 feet MSL. And we'll just keep this right turn going, and we'll roll out 45 to downwind. Should be about 3/4 of a mile to a mile displacement. North Pickens traffic, Mooney entering left downwind for runway 18, North Pickens. Cool, and downwind looks clear. Try and keep our turn going. Need a little bit of nose up trim as we slow down here. As we approach midfield, we'll run our before landing checklist. Alright, before landing checklist, belts and harnesses are adjusted, gear extend below 150 knots, so we're midfield, 100 gear clear, gear's coming down, and I'm going to roll my flaps to takeoff. Leave my power about 15 inches of mercury. Start a slight descent here as we pass the approach under the runway. Alright, mixture controls full rich, boost pump is on. Trims adjusted, ram air's checked, and we are on our full tank of fuel. Ram air is closed, and gear is down and checked. North Pickens traffic, Mooney, left base 18, North Pickens. Alright, as we roll out on base here, we're going to check off our right wing for traffic, and then roll back into the turn to final. North Pickens traffic, Mooney, final runway 18. Touch and go, North Pickens traffic. Now I want to be about 80 knots on final here. So I'm going to need to bring my power back. And I need to stay out of that RPM range for the Mooney, the 1500 and 1900 RPM caution range. That's for continuous operations though. Alright, now we're slowing back here. There's 90 miles an hour. Trying to look at my 3-degree glide path. Checking for birds. There you go, 85 miles an hour. A little steep here. There's 80 miles per hour. Coming into the flare. Bring our power to idle. Flaring it off. A little firm there. Alright. Flaps are takeoff. Trim is set. Increasing power max. Engine instruments check. Climbing. Good engine. Gear clear. Gear and flaps check up. Lights out at 90 miles an hour. North Pickens traffic. Mooney upwind from runway 18 North Pickens. Now pitch for that 100-knot climb. Got a couple towers here at 12 to 1 o'clock. We'll maintain eastbound of those. And these clouds are thickening up, so I don't think we're going to bother trying to find a hole to climb up between them. Don't want to get up above them and not be able to maintain VMC, VFR flight rules. I don't feel like picking up an instrument clearance today. So we'll just climb up here to 1000 AGL. That'll keep us 1000 above the ground, 500 below the clouds. We'll be good to go. North Pickens traffic, Mooney is departing VFR to the west. North Pickens traffic. Alright. Climb checklist, boost pumps off, flaps are up, cowl flaps, and tempers are looking good. And we'll just follow Highway 82 back to Lowndes County. Start leveling off here. Gotta love the turbulence below these clouds. It'd be nice to get above them, get out of these bumps. Alright, cruise checklist. Yep, accelerate upon level off. Cowl flaps are closed. Oil temperature monitor, that's all looking good. Cylinder temp monitor, mixture, lean. We're going to stay full rich though at this low altitude. We'll switch back to Lowndes County, CTAF frequency. Yep, gotta love these bumps. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney is 10 miles to the east, inbound for runway 18, Lowndes County traffic. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney 4 miles to the east at 1,500 inbound for runway 18, Lowndes County. Start our descent down to pattern altitude. Scanning the traffic pattern for any traffic that's not talking on the radio. Alright, descent checklist, mixture is rich, power is desired, cowl flaps are closed, before landing check, seat belts and harnesses are secured, standing by gear, mixture is full rich. Alright, here's pattern altitude. We're getting during our 45 to downwind here. Slowing down, trimming nose up. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney entering left downwind, runway 18, Lowndes County. Watching for people turning crosswind or turning from crosswind to downwind. Looking at a safe speed for our gear here. So as we roll out on downwind midfield, we got 110 miles an hour, gear clear. Gear and flaps coming down. Check helmets down. We've got green lights and indicators. Flaps are at takeoff. There's approach under the runway. We'll crack that power back. It's about 10 inches of mercury. Just under that 1500 caution band. There we go, about 90 miles an hour here. Start slowing down to about 85. Coming up on our base turn. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney left base 18, full stop, Lowndes County. And make sure you got that boost pump on, fuel's on the full tank. Rolling out on base, checking off our wing tip for straight in traffic. There we go, still about 85 miles an hour. Speed's looking good as we roll to final. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney Final 18 full stop, Lowndes County. No, runway is assured. Roll our landing flaps. Check our trim. We're on a nice glide path. Got the PAPI to help us out. Got a little bit gusty winds, add some power, maintain our speed. Driving it down. And flaring it off. Ooh, nice little guys. Adding a little power to cushion. There we go. Boost pumps off, cowl flaps are open, flaps are coming up. Open the window because it is hot today. And we'll exit at the first safe available taxiway. Lowndes County traffic, Mooney is off runway 18 taxi in the T hangars. Lowndes County traffic.